Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, we're going to do some concreting. So hopefully you've watched the previous video where I talked about it. So we're going to use AK Terrain's concrete. Alright, so reading up on it, I bought the bigger one because I'm going to use it on my O gauge UK layout, which is actually underneath this layout. But I get the impression from the instructions, you got to seal it really well, and it can go off, so it won't sort of last forever and ever. So I was thinking actually of putting it in a Loctite airtight bag as well. But it's the first time buying it, so we'll see what's happened. So apparently you can water it down. I've got a little container here just to be able to add some more water just to smooth it off. But I'm not gonna. I don't think you add water to the actual mixture. So actually, waste not, want not. First thing I'm going to do is scrape off some of the tin foil cap. Alright, so start applying that. Hopefully I'm not blocking the view, but get as much off here. Actually, must have sand or something in it, but it actually feels like cement, proper cement. I don't think it is. Listen to the sort of the gritty voice. Alright, probably not going to get much more of that. So as you can see, I'll try and zoom in and get a little bit, the camera a little bit closer. How about that? Yeah, you can sort of see that it's got that nice concrete colour, but it's totally it'll take pigments and weathering dyes and weathering paints after. So I'm just aiming just to get this bit of card here covered reasonably neatly, because it dries really hard apparently. So you actually it'll take sandpaper, so once it's dried and locked in place, you can actually smooth it down a bit more if you want. Alright, I think that's I don't like gaps, anti-gap. I'm not sure whether to put a bit to the side, but yeah, probably won't worry about that, because foliage and scatters and that can hide that step, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, now this is the very first time doing this myself, so feel free to, if any of you guys have used this product before, to give me some tips in the comments. I think from Like Every Skill in the hobby. Alright, I'm not going to stress too much because that can be sanded down. I just use a fine grit sandpaper. So and being a railway yard and that, not a 4-lane highway, I want some imperfections anyway. Sorry, let's adjust that a bit. So yeah, I'm not going to show you me doing the whole thing because I don't want to make it too tedious, but I do want, I'm going to fill in the sleepers, so if you get any near track, you can always, I will wipe it before it goes hard, so to speak, but might need a bit of water on the, actually, that's what I should have been done. Before I dip it in water, might be a good idea to actually run the excess off first, so that way you're not wasting any and it's just going into the water container. So far I don't think I'd make a good concreter or concrete contractor. Brush it off, there's water. I think I'm just going to make it worse. Alright, I think I'm happy enough with that. Was a decent coating. And actually I'm just going to try inserting some between the rails. This is probably going to take a bit. Actually, you know what I should have done? Put some ballast in the bottom, so that way I could just coat the concrete on top and not have to use so much. Silly me. Alright. Note to self. Yeah, I've yet to sort of see how far the product actually goes. It's not cheap, but if you can get quite a number of sections of your layout done with it, oh, I might have to off camera find a better way of doing the section between the rails. But it doesn't have to look showroom flat because it's just an industrial crossing. Alright. Might come back soon when I've made some more progress and we've seen up to the point where we leave it to dry. Right. and I'm just going to practice using this spatula. Oh, that might be a better way of doing it. Alright, practice, practice, practice. Alright, we'll come back and show you how it's gone. Alright, back again. Alright, boy have I learnt some stuff, so, and that's basically what not to do. So hopefully my mistakes will not put you guys off having a go, and you might avoid them. Okay, so since I started from the first part of the video, you can see that I've added masking tape, alright, just to protect the side of the rail, but I think it won't be too bad if it's in close to the rail anyway, because that's the way buried track ends up being. But yeah, generally it was a lot harder than what it looked to try and apply it. Maybe I've been spending too much trying to get all the scrape marks out of it and what have you. If you can look down there, which will probably actually come out with some light sanding. So alright, we'll see what eventuates when it dries. It goes rock hard, and we'll come back and we'll review the sanding process. The other thing I learnt was I should have completely masked. Focus. Yeah, you can see I've got some of the material in the point mechanism, so I'm just trying to work out. I might have to get a wet paintbrush and just try and wash some of that off before it goes hard. Alright, this first section's turned out better than the rest, but yeah, the other thing I would do in future is where I had the gap between the card and the side of the rail, step I should have got was use some of the same ballast, and ballasted right up, and also ballasted between the tracks, and then just a surface level, and then I could have just applied some material, so it would just be a track height. I would have only needed like a couple of scrapings of it. So basically to avoid using too much and wasting it, or making it go further, I would do that in future. Alright, we'll see how it turns out over the next 24 hours. So we'll come back and focus. Yeah, there we go. And we'll come back and conclude the video, and we'll make some conclusions about the product. Thanks for watching, guys. There'll be another section right after this.